Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss planning the perfect Bourbon Olympics. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Phil Cullen, Evan Nieters, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everyone.
What's happening?
Hello.
Hey, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the perfect Bourbon Olympics. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, somebody said there's something they wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
It was Tim.
Yeah, that would be Tim. Thank you, Steve.
Hey, Tim.
Wow, I'll take it from here, Steve. So I was, with Halloween coming up, I had this, there's always some flashback that I have where mom put you in a costume, you thought it was cool at the time, and then when you look at the pictures later, you're like, oh, dear God, what did I do?
Hell yeah.
Do you have any of those memories that you could share with the studio audience?
I have several. I'll stick with one. When I was in third grade, my mom dressed me up as a giant peanut M&M. But the ends down
That's a little bit old for that costume, Phil.
Third grade, 8 years old. You think so?
I think so.
Yeah. And it was filled with stuffing, so I was big and round like a peanut M&M. And there was tights, which were uncomfortable and didn't look good. And using the bathroom was awful. It was a terrible day at school.
Wow.
Oh, that was
Couldn't fit in chairs.
Trick-or-treat. Oh.
Yeah, it was at school at 8 till 2:40, wearing the costume the whole day, parading through the halls. It was bad. It was bad, real bad.
Okay.
I have this vision of poor Phil getting knocked over while trick-or-treating. He can't get up off the ground because he can't, like the kid from A Christmas Story. I can't get up. Hey, guys.
I actually think I might have trick-or-treated in a different outfit that night.
Well, that's probably smart.
Yeah, I was young but no fool. I knew
He
that.
decided he couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it.
So there's a few, but that's at the top of my list. It beats both Kermit the Frog and Crocodile Dundee. Other costumes that were made for me.
Kermit the Frog.
Maybe Fozzie Bear. Maybe it wasn't Kermit the Frog. It might have been Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie Bear would make a lot of sense. That
would. I could see Phil as Fozzie.
That lines up real nice.
I was like 5, though. So
yeah, well,
big influence on you. Waka waka.
I don't remember a lot of my Halloween costumes. I was a bum one year. That was a good one though. So the worst one,
Steve, 1 year you were a bum.
1 year I was a bum. Yeah, just 1 year. 1 year. Wow. 1 year I was a bum. That was there was some production to that. My mom helped me out with that one. That was good. My last year trick or treating, I don't know if that was like 5th grade or something like that. Maybe 6th grade. I was on a baseball team and I didn't even wear my full uniform. I wore the jersey and then sweatpants and had a baseball glove and a bat.
So lazy.
And,
that's lazy.
Yeah, it was just lazy. It was like. No, just didn't do the whole thing. So I was just.
Now we know where mailing it in came in.
I mailed it in on that Halloween. I did. That was a bad. I wonder if there's a picture of that. My mom documented everything with photographs, so I'm sure there is. I mailed it in that Halloween. I admit it. I did. I just wanted the candy. Didn't want to put in the work. So yeah. So fair enough. All right, McNew, worst Halloween costume.
I had about 4 or 5 years, your key trick-or-treating years where I just wanted to be a witch every single year. I was not creative. I was like, give me my witch hat, give me my dress. I am good to go. I was pretty easy, honestly. about like as agreeable as I've ever been in my whole life was I'm going to be a witch for Halloween. But I was pissed because it gets cold in Indiana, and the years you had to wear your coat for everything. I would scream, I would cry. I was like, I'm not even going if I have to wear a coat. It was battle royale. The coats ruined everything. And I think a lot of
witches don't wear coats.
Witches don't wear. You never see a
Parents
witch wearing
don't
a coat.
understand that.
And my mom was like, "Yo, you got to wear your coat or you're not going." I'm like, "But I guess I'm not going." Because she's like, "You're not going."
I think there's merit in the classics. I think there's something to be said about a witch every year. I support that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Neaters, how about you?
You know, most of my costumes were actually awesome.
Really?
I think.
Whoa!
Yeah, as a kid, they were. I mean, you know, policemen can never go wrong with that when you're little. And I even had the little bike too, with the little thing on it, with the little policeman thing on it. Oh, that was everything. Dinosaur, can't go wrong there.
Was it Barney? It was Barney.
No.
It was
I
heard about that. My kid came home and said Evan Neaters. Apparently, the rumor in school is Evan Neaters dressed as as Barney, and that was like in 5th grade.
That was it. Right, that was it.
Barney.
I heard it was last year.
Yeah, maybe.
It was the year before, whatever.
Okay.
That's right. They all meld together.
No, I think the worst one was like right towards like the end of trick or treating, like when you're getting like you're like borderline almost too old, and it was like literally the night of Halloween, and my friends wanted to go trick or treating. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put on a mask, grab like a fake knife or something, and that was it. And like we're all black. It was lame.
Okay.
Nobody should have given me candy.
Easy way. Yeah.
No, that was lame. You shouldn't have done anything.
It was rough.
Yeah. Yeah. As an adult, you hate the kids that mail it in.
No.
Yeah.
I mailed it in.
I do.
That was my mail.
I don't like when they mail it in. I just, if I knew they weren't going to make my house, I would run them off. But
I mailed it. I mailed it in.
Yeah.
I give them everything. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You put in the effort to walk. I hate the kids that get driven though. I hate that because I'm like, get your little asses out and walk. Don't
No.
Car. I don't care how old they are.
People get driven. I don't know what's going on in Indiana. I don't know.
Because
me and my friends always walked or rode our bikes.
I'm like, you could have dropped your kid at the front of the neighborhood, let him walk. It's safe. It pisses me off when the cars come. Those are the ones I get mad about. I don't care if you're 17. You can come in like jeans and a t-shirt. I'm going to give you candy as long as you walked. Freaking walk to my house.
Interesting.
Right.
What a strange hill to die on.
I have a side question to that. Do they tell jokes in Indiana? Is that a thing?
No.
That's a St. Louis thing.
Okay, so I thought that was just a St. Louis thing.
The trick-or-treaters?
Yeah.
Steve mentioned that before.
In St. Louis, you have to
trick or treat.
Yeah, you got to.
The joke is the trick.
100%. If a kid knocks on your door, you say, "What's your joke?" You don't get away with it. Even the little ones, and sometimes they don't even understand the concept of a joke. They'll be like, "What's the colors of B? He likes Christmas." And you're like, "Oh, that's a good joke. Here you go, kid." They don't even understand. They
like hardly say trick or treat. They just like walk up with their bags and they're
that wouldn't fly in St. Louis. The door would get slammed in their face. They'd be run out of there.
Yes, Halloween, the hilarious holiday.
That's right.
It is. It's great. No, it's great when the little kids come up too and they have a dirty joke that they probably don't even understand.
Right.
It
took us to adulthood where you didn't know that St. Louis, that's 100% normal. But
I thought the trick was avoiding vandalism
in the bags.
What's that?
I'm giving you a treat because I'm going to avoid you vandalizing my house and my property.
That's the concept here.
It's a Chicago thing.
Yeah. They say St. Louis is bad. Good.
Yeah.
You want to get tricked, so you're getting treats. It's the same way here.
No.
Yeah.
So there you go. You come to the ABV Barrel Shop. You've got that Halloween thing going on, Steve. You better come with your jokes. And don't call Kyle Neely either. Don't get the bad jokes.
They're in St. Louis.
Why don't ghosts have kids? Because they got Halloweenies.
St. Louis.
Oh, everybody knows that one.
I'll know. Yeah. So Tim, you asked the question. What was your worst Halloween costume?
Yes. So for full disclosure, my mom cheaped out on the peanut M&M, but I was a chocolate M&M for grade school 1 year. So Phil, you got that one. We're blood brothers for M&M.
Wasn't that a female in the M&M?
I think this is before all that.
That's exactly right. So the one that really got me that did not age well is my mom she would make all her costumes, and she sewed a what was supposed to be a California raisin ended up turning into a potato. So she said, "You're going as a couch potato this year." So I had this thing with a head, my face, a pillow on top, and my little armholes, and I wore white sweats or whatever. And I'm looking at those pictures a little later. I'm like, "Mom, you sent me as a piece of shit." So my sister took that costume, put wings on it and a halo, and went as holy shit in high school. So I went for the year as a piece of shit.
Well done.
Okay, that's good. One year, my dog, which is a greyhound, my mother-in-law made him a costume that looked like a bus that just fit over him, and you tie it underneath, and so he was a greyhound bus. Yeah, that was a good costume.
Kitschy. I like that one.
Had people in the windows and stuff like that. Had a driver, up front and everything. Yeah, he was a greyhound bus. Yeah, award winning. He also won an award for the longest tail in the state of Missouri for a dog. Yeah. Well,
the Akeley family just rakes up awards. Oh, yeah, longest tail, best eggnog recipe,
best eggnog. Yeah, I mean that's
still hold the record.
Still hold the record. Yeah. Both of us.
So many questions.
Go ahead. Shoot one of them.
Who certifies this? Who gives out this?
Purina, of course. We're in St. Louis. Yeah, we're in Missouri. Purina's here. Of course. You don't even have to ask that. Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
And that's you can't question that. It's
How long was the tail?
26 inches or something like that. Long ass tail. It's like a whip too. If you've ever seen a greyhound tail, they're skinny.
You have to get that thing registered.
Yeah. He would, he'd be running through the house and crack like a wall. You'd be like, God, I wonder if he'd crack that drywall. I mean,
they ever hit like the door frame or something and start bleeding?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's the worst.
Really? That's a thing.
Oh, and then they start wagging, blood gets everywhere.
Yeah, wagging blood.
He was about 10 months old. He started doing that, and it looked just like little paintbrush blood strokes all over the wall because he would do it at random times. I'm like, they call it happy tail syndrome, and he would beat the shit out of his tail and bleed all over the house. I'm like,
I got to make a quick note about not getting that family dog tomorrow like we'd planned to do.
Don't get a dog.
Yes.
Here's a tip for every listener. Don't get a dog.
I had no
idea.
Don't
get any pet, actually. No pets.
Bleeding tails.
No pets or kids. Not a bad combo.
Yeah, there you go.
You can get rid of the kids, too. That's a good thing.
That's
learning this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
No, you want to be once they pay their own cell phone bill, Phil. I'll tell you, it's like, oh my God, I have money.
Yeah,
this is what it's like.
Yeah. On that note, guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Phil Collin.
All right, out of the Holland, Michigan distillery of Coppercraft, I'm drinking a Coppercraft blend of their straight bourbon whiskeys, and I'm not familiar with these guys, and this was a gift, and I can't wait to give it a try. So here we go, brand new bottle. Beautiful, right? That's gonna win.
No, that was no noise at all.
Nothing, Phil.
That was a zero. So all right,
did you go yet, Phil?
A zero with a 1 and another 0 in front of it.
No. Well, Tim, you're next.
I've got a bottle of the limousine rye from Dancing Goat with my FALS, the legend wristband on there, giving me luck.
Okay, good. Not great, but very good. Very good. Could
solid
win.
Representation.
It could win. It's a solid effort for sure. McNew, you're next.
I have the mash build from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay, Tim's got the lead. Tim was better than that. Evan Nieters.
I have MB Roland Dark Fired Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, barrel proof.
Okay.
Oh!
Ooh.
Lovely.
It's crisp.
Unbelievable. Michter's rye. I think just single barrel rye. There we go. Not holding out much hope after that effort. No, nothing. Nothing but squeak. Nothing but squeak.
A lot of buildup.
Yep. Cheers, gang.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the perfect Bourbon Olympics. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at neelyfamilydistillery.com.
This is Lenny Eckstein, and to set the record straight, I am a vegan, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're building our perfect Bourbon Olympics.
Yes, we are. So, what do we think should be involved in the perfect Bourbon Olympics? Anything is out there. Again, Evan wrote the show like he did all of them that we're doing tonight. I think if I'd ask him for clarification, but he just told me that I want you guys to figure that out. So,
I can throw out one idea to kind of get the ball rolling.
Okay. Let's see. Let's hear something. An idea.
So I think one thing that would be really cool, like one event, because obviously you'd have each country representing for multiple different events. I would say one would be like a blind tasting to where, you know, they're sitting in front of a bunch of different whiskeys. They got to pick out, the rye. You got to pick out the wheated. You got to pick out the heavy corn. You got to pick out one with the heavy barley. You know, whatever, something like that. You know.
Okay.
Or even specific brands.
A different direction than I did, because I was thinking like physical activities, and I definitely want to see barrel rolls.
No, that's okay too, though.
That's okay too.
Yeah, barrel rolls, 100%.
That's okay.
Take a tradition from the Bourbon Festival in Bardstown and add international barrel rolling.
Yeah,
yes.
Bourbon Barrel
no,
Relay.
that's awesome.
It feels like that should be a TV show anyway. The amount of work.
Yeah,
You could have all this camera work capturing all the stuff leading up to, because they take it seriously. They train
competitor profiles.
Yeah, then you're
Johnny
down to the
starts
individuals.
his day out on his Bardstown family farm with eggs, but once the barrel rolling starts, he gets very serious.
Yeah. Oh, it would be great. It would be great. So yes, I could see where that would be awesome. Okay.
By the way, I looked it up because I had a feeling this would come up. So shout out from the ABV network to the Heaven Hill team of women who won this year's barrel rolling competition.
Yes.
In Barcelona. And Buffalo Trace, who won the men's.
Buffalo Trace won the men's. Okay.
They were on fire, Tim? Is that what you said? They were.
Yeah, they were on fire. I was watching a video. They were hopping.
They practice. They train.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
So how cool would that be if that was an event and they did it globally?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It would be very appealing for the TV audience as well, I think.
I think so too. I think so too.
This is kind of unrelated to bourbon, but if we had a Bourbon Olympics, I hope they would have that event where you ski and then you shoot things. I think it's called the biathlon.
Yeah,
it's a staple of the Winter Olympics. It's usually got Nordic countries. I would just love to see some of my distiller friends enter an event where they're skiing and then they take the rifle off their back and they shoot at targets, because that would just be comedy gold. That would be a wonderful Olympic event for the bourbon industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the biathlon? Do we know this one?
Yeah, everyone knows the
Yeah.
biathlon.
All right. They ski and they shoot. You guys were you had a lot of blank faces. I want to make
No,
sure.
we watch
Yeah.
that. We've heard of the Olympics. Believe it or not, Phil, we've heard of the Olympics.
I-
You've heard of classic concentration, but you've heard of the Olympics. I say how it is.
I'm really a big
Let's see.
fan of curling. It's like the Midwestern dad sport of the Olympics. Anybody can do it, but we're going to use barrel heads. You're going to curl with barrel heads.
Oh,
Ooh, that'd be
McNew,
fun.
that's genius.
Sometimes I have good ideas.
So look at that.
Steve, give her a raise.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely. So that's a good
All right.
idea.
I'm going to throw a wrench into all of this because when I heard this topic, I went right to the game scene in Revenge of the Nerds. I went right to Beer Fest. Like, there's no reason why we don't have a Das Boot, beer pong, quarters, upside down chug, but with whiskey instead. You have a cycle race with different tasks to do as you go.
By the way, fully endorsed by the Adams University in Revenge of the Nerds. These crazy,
Yes.
over-the-top drinking related.
Yes, Adams
Yeah.
University.
The dean was at all the competitions.
Yes, he was. I do like I thought about this one, a rising proof contest. You have to take a shot, but you have if your facial expression twitches, you're out. So you keep on going, and you got to hold the proof. Got to hold your face. No
Yeah,
facial
hold the
expression
proof.
changes.
Tim, this
With
is good.
AI, this
let's,
can happen.
let's talk through this. Do we start with like an 80 proof, and then like you have to take
No,
it?
if you're in a competition,
probably.
you got to be starting at bottled and bond and going for
Okay.
100 proof and on up.
Oh.
You start there.
And the
So it's
minute
100
you
proof.
flinch, the minute you kind of jerk your head or make a
The moment you
scowl,
flinch,
you're
the moment you squint, the moment your eyes start sweating, you're out.
out. I love
So
it.
it's a proof contest, stone cold proof contest.
This could be one where men and women could compete equally. I would say
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Exactly.
say typically women, even like the higher proof, so
Yep.
they might have an advantage. So I say you mix everybody together and the champions, which would be cool. I mean, we don't normally
And-
see.
And Tim, for this, we could have a host who's kind of like a bigger guy, and he could go by the name Puddin'. And then
Yes.
and the name of the contest would be
Yes.
The proof is in the puddin', and like he'd
That's
be
right.
pointing at you, and he'd be like, "Yo," and that's who would host it, Puddin', and they'd be called
Puddin',
the proof is in the
Puddin',
proof,
okay.
proof is
Puddin's
in the
hosting
puddin'.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
could
some
get the
producers
list.
to talk to. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, if I could get the list of the games that was in the movie Beer Fest, this is like
Yeah.
you switch that with whiskey, and it'd just be one hell of a bacchanal.
God, yeah. That's going to be a shit show real early. I love it.
Oh, and
I have a lot of questions about the movie Beer Fest, which may not be related to any of this, but when has that
Right.
stopped us before?
Yeah.
Tim, are you a fan of that movie?
It's one I can't turn off if I see it on like a Sunday afternoon or something like that. I just laugh at gam,
Sure.
warming up
One
the
of
sausages.
One of the characters dies because he was sabotaged and thrown into a giant beer tank, and he tries to drink
Yes.
his way out. And he dies.
Landfill.
But then his identical twin brother shows up at the last minute to help them win the competition. This is an actual plot point from the movie. I'm right.
It's spectacular.
Yeah, all right. Very
It
good.
even smells like landfill.
Okay.
How do we
I'll have to
feel
revisit
about
this movie.
gymnastics, distillers, and leotards doing flips? It's not going to go well. It's going to be hideous, but
Oh,
I would actually pay money to watch this happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
don't know. I
you
think
want
we
to see
leave that
Fred
one out.
Noe on the parallel bars and stuff.
Yeah.
and doing some floor
Sure,
work.
sure,
Let's
that'll
go.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Russell on the rings.
On the rings.
Taking the floor on the high beam is Harlan Weeping
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his routine.
What about that one where they got the stick with the ribbon on it at the end? The floor
fine.
game thing.
The
Rhythmic
floor.
dancing.
So
Yeah,
graceful.
yeah, so graceful. So,
Oh, can you imagine the distillery teams in synchronized swimming?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
It'd be gold.
that would be.
Oh.
Yeah.
they'd have to hold a Glencairn slightly above the water and not let it.
Yes.
Yes.
the entire time you're swimming.
They can transfer from hand to hand, but it can't go below the water line.
Maybe there is
also-
a race where they transfer a Glen that's full, and then at the end they have to pour it out, and whoever has the most in there is.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that the judges? Well, we have to deduct points because the Deerhammer Distilling team, the one who hosts the gift shop cashier, did not touch the Glencairn in that exchange. We're going to go to video evidence on this. It's going to be passed along by everybody.
Someone
Lenny's
get-
hiding people.
Someone get NBC on the horn here because these are genius ideas. These could make a mint.
Where's Bob Costas?
A drink till you drop one.
Sure,
Wow.
drink till you drop.
Always want to promote alcohol responsibility, so we can't call it drop. We'll say drink until you can't have any more. because you're lying unconscious on the floor.
Drink till you can't have your last drop.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
What about just something simple like a Glencairn stacking? So you have like a certain, it has to be within this area. It's not like all it's like in a lined area. You have to, and however many you can stack without it falling. If it falls, you'll get credit for 0.
In the fastest time, too.
Oh, sure. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
What about
wonder though?
pole
ahead,
vaulting? Pole vaulting?
Oh,
Pole
Over-
vaulting.
Like we're starting at a minimum of 5, and then we're stacking them.
What,
However
and,
much.
you grab a cocktail at the top?
Yeah, absolutely.
over the barrels.
Yeah.
Over the barrel rack.
Okay.
Yes. A wall of barrels.
These are great ideas, truly.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We've
You
changed.
gotta
the
wonder,
world.
who do you think brings their game? The Scotch people, the Irish? Because this is an international competition, of course.
Sure.
This
We'll
is
find
not
out.
just- we're
No,
talking about, I mean, we're talking about finding out who
the
Team
Scotsmen
USA is
always-
going to be.
The Scotsmen
Yeah.
always have a chip on their shoulder. I'd give them the edge, I think.
I feel like the Japanese are pretty competitive in most sports. I think they're bringing an A game to
I think
the
they'll do really good.
Japanese. Give some credit to you, I think.
The
Yeah.
Canadians would lose a lot, but they'd be incredibly graceful and kind and just.
They're
They're going to apologize for
Sorry.
everything.
Sorry.
The Irish are just going to come and F everything up. It's going to be great.
Right.
We're just happy
They're
to
gonna-
be here.
They're going to knock over other people's Glencairn towers and pretend
That's
like it was an accident.
Here's a fall. They're knock the next guys over. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever seen that meme where it's like Ireland before they discovered whiskey and it's like the Jetsons? And they discover whiskey and it's a Simpson episode, like everybody's passed out.
Yeah. It was like their invention was nothing for 300 years after whiskey.
Yes,
Yeah. Well.
spectacular.
All right. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Evan, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Evan Neuters.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
Phil.
I say the clever things on Twitter at Instagram. Nope. I say the clever things on Twitter at Derby City Phil. I post the pretty pictures on Instagram also at Derby City Phil. Give me a follow.
Give him a follow. All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows. We put our blogs. We've got Bourbon Zeppelins out there. So much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us. ABV Barrel Shop. Say you're in St. Louis. It would be terrible if you didn't come by and see us. We are in the St. Louis suburb of Arnold, Missouri. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like my audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang fartings. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See you, everyone.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you are in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.